bump up whatever stat
Because
keeps him from
his
losing
field goal
balls.
percentage is about average. His 3-point percentage is about average. So both are about good, but he's averaging about 1 to 2 turnovers a game.
And that doesn't sound very good. Not for a guard. Well, I guess he's a small forward, but still doesn't sound good for a small forward either.
Not as bad as Butterfingers from last year, but.
Wait, remind me who that was?
Siggy.
Vermonter, right. Yeah, he was the freaking turnover.
He would average 5 turnovers a game last year.
For a center? That's insane.
Anyway, back to Alaska before.
Well, how's Kelsey Norath? How good of a player? She's got an amazing offensive rating. Why wouldn't they bounce Norath up to starting in Najak's place?
That is definitely something to also for them to look at. Maybe give Otis maybe a little break for a little while, put Kelsey as a starter. But there's also the matter. We don't know if when they were last given a contract, if they're given like any extra conditions. It's like, oh, this person you will always start or something like that. So that we might not have any control over. We won't know.
Oh, that's very true. And they might have done that to get Najak. I can't remember.
No, Najak went over to them from free agency like last year or something.
Like I said, I don't know if that was in his contract to you will always start.
Yeah. Because, if they have a contract sign where, it says you will always be a starting player, then the team can't change that. That player is going to have to start no matter how bad they're playing, unless they're playing like bad to a point where you can say, nope, screw the contract, you're just not playing. Because there's got to be like some degree where you got to be allowed to break that contract. But they're also kind of a unique team because they've got a lot of swing furs.
It
feels like they have a lot of swing furs and big furs.
They do, and they lean differently. Like Otis and Kelsey lean guard, and meanwhile you have Vixie and Rakaya leaning towards forward.
Yeah.
So there's room to play around with there.
Yeah. Like we said, it's definitely a team where they've got all the pieces there. They just got to figure out where to put them.
Yeah.
So the biggest recommendations at this point sound like swap Okayu and Fuafua, and maybe move Najak down to bench and move Norath up.
Kind of like with Tallahassee, experiment a little bit.
Yeah, definitely a lot of experimentation. Do we have any recommendations on what they should do with that empty spot they've got?
Honestly, pick up a backup center that can be somewhat of a help, probably.
They got plenty of bigs. They got plenty of bigs because, like I said, they have 3 people who are 7'2".
The biggest issue, because they've got Mark Garina as well. Don't forget. And I know they were trying to get rid of Yoder. I mean, how often was Gustavo coming into the chat saying, "Anybody want a mole?"
Yeah, I remember that.
I think the biggest sort of weakness on their line is probably more their small forward position.
I would agree on that, actually.
Unless
Rukaya or Vixie.
I would say lean more towards Vixie in that case, just because I don't know. We'll experiment there, but I'm gonna plug Vixie over Rukaya in that sense, even though she's my character.
Actually, also one other idea I think they could probably look at another pure guard, not a swing fur, but a pure guard.
I think I don't know though, because like they're pretty decent with guards. Like they have Ambrose Slade and Cliff
and Devin are definitely really good guards.
Yeah, but what happens if, say, I don't know, maybe Cliff Matthew gets like a 30-day injury? Or maybe even Ambrose Slade? What's gonna happen to their point guard position?
If you look at their PPR, all 3, Slade, Matthews, and Dellendine, are pretty good point guards.
They are pretty good point guards, but what happens if, say, I don't know.
Yeah, there is the issue of if one of them gets injured, they have no more backup.
Yeah, or even in the unlikely event, like once in a blue moon, rare event where all 3 of their star point guards or shooting guards are all injured. Ambrose Slade, Cliff Matthews, or even Yeah, put all three of them in.
Yeah, I guess that's a fair point.
Put all three of them in deep reserves because they all have like multiple day injuries. Who are you gonna have?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a fair point.
Well,
that's a fair point.
and the other point we got to remember is Mark Garina Jr. Something has to be looked into there regarding his being marked as a power forward. At 7'2" and over 300 pounds.
Getting that done is simply just email the have
Creator.
his own Martin New send a note to the committee and they'll make the change because that is technically a position change, which does require the committee approval.
Yeah, but it is it just seems like opposition. So I mean, it's definitely something that should be looked into.
That should be that should actually be just an easy fix, I think, because I mean, if you have
the committee will do it.
Yeah, they'll do it no problem. I mean, fuck, I would approve it. Just like, bam, it doesn't need it.
It's a 7'2". Speaking from the committee, yeah, I don't see anyone having much of a problem saying, "Oh, hey,
I don't see any,
a 7'2" forward wants to be marked as a power," especially considering his sheet does say power forward center. It's just not 4'3", it's 4'2".
Yeah, so it's an
easy fix.
Yeah, it's an easy fix, but it's definitely something that should be looked into, and I think that'll help with it'll make everything look better anyway.
And make it easier to see where he should be placed.
Yes, because that might even be a problem if he's looking and he's going, "Oh, Mark Garina's a forward," but this guy's like humongous.
I will do that as a coach sometimes myself, where it's when you're doing it, you're just quickly installing. Okay, let's just make sure all the positions are right. You're not spending all the time to memorize the heights of every single player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know how big he was, but I mean, a Greenland shark is a big shark.
Yeah.
So I would assume he'd be a very large player. So yeah, push come to shove, just fiddle with it. That's what Rain and Gustavo got to do. They've got to fiddle with it. And
yep. And with that out of the way, let's move on, shall we?
To Queens.
Another coast-to-coast hop all the way to Queens, New York.
I can't wait to do San Jose. I'm excited to do San Jose.
Oh dear, I'm not looking forward to doing San Jose.
Actually, neither am I, because Barnaby's done shit because he's been injured all season, pretty much.
The injury only happened more recently, but let's go on to Queens for now.
Working on it.
Working on it too, and also eating dinner. So,
yep, that's fine.
Yeah.
Not surprising. Lily's doing about as expected and not about getting the time you'd want from Lily.
Yeah.
Lily
actually doing better than normal. Normally, she's sort of like bottom feeder most of the time. It's like not good, not bad. This one's like, oh, she's okay.
Yeah, she's playing number 3 on the bench.
Yeah.
Normally, Lily's like someone, okay, maybe 6th, 7th bench, and just sort of don't really use her much, but
it was.
She has some use, but she's still kind of eh.
They're definitely.
There's moments I should.
Yeah. Who is she? Oh, she's 2013. Okay.
This is a team that everyone pretty much said would be 2nd in the division.
And they have not hit that. Honestly, I was kind of expecting this because, like, you have your starting line, and then
they've got nothing.
They pretty much have nothing on the bench.
They've got 2 empty spaces. I believe isn't Xavier Newton injured right now?
Zipna is injured right now.
And Zarif is coming off an injury as well, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
And Tavella?
I think Tavella is in good health.
Why is he playing so low on the bench then?
Why?
Was he? Hang on.
He is in reserves right now. He's not on bench.
He's in top reserve right now.
Top reserve next to Mahmoud.
Adam Tavella is
got
in a 7-day injury
right now. That's
why. Adam's on a 7-day injury. They have a lot of big injuries. I forget, was this the team that sort of played where the coach didn't update in time? And then they
probably.
I know there was one team recently where they had a starter that was on a day-to-day, Wait, no, that was a different
they
team.
didn't
But there was a
change them
starter. The starting shooting guard was still playing with a +2 total 2 intensity on a day-to-day.
And a day-to-day out.
Wasn't that Plymouth?
Yeah,
that would be Plymouth. I bet you.
That was Plymouth. We'll talk about Plymouth when we get there, because trust me.
I think Plymouth is like bottom of the rankings.
Anyway,
right now,
back to Queens.
Yeah, they made some interesting moves this last year and a half.
Yeah.
Whatever.
They definitely got the big
Wilds.
curveball of their
They got
main.
Pekovic.
They had the big curveball of the Queen retiring.
Yeah.
Yes. But they got Tavella and they've got Zarif. When did they get her?
Mm.
Zoe Wilds is the
yeah.
main.
Yeah, they got Wilds from Vegas, who got her from the Voyagers.
I still think
So of
that
course
was a really
Zoe
weird
got
trade.
kicked around. Yeah, I can't remember who they traded her for, but and then they also got Stefan Kikovic from Vegas. Again,
they've had Kikovic. They've had Kikovic.
They
since
traded
last
her
season, though.
for Kamikani Yona and Queen's first-round pick.
Okay.
So it's they gave Zoe Wilds and $5 million in cap space for Kamikani Yona and the first-round pick. So
I don't even
of
know
the
who
Vegas moves,
Kamikani Yona
probably the least effective of their moves, but
Yeah,
Las
but
Vegas
they
is
got a
still doing
first-round
well.
pick. But they got a first-round pick out of it, so
Yeah, but their first-round pick is
Kikovic-
not what they've been.
no.
They're
Kikovic was not a great pickup for them. He is old. He is a 2004 model.
he is still one of their best defenders right now.
Yeah,
But he's also one of their only defenders. They don't have much. I mean, they got Vic Hockner as well, I guess. But
yeah, and Vic Hockner was actually doing really well for Baltimore last season. So I don't know. I feel like I think that's really. And then Shuba Raji is just like, what the hell has she
Not
been
good
doing
enough
since running
offensive
Pittsburgh?
rating on Shuba right now.
Yeah, that's a terrible offensive rating, and like her defensive rating.
why do they have a
Not
center
good.
playing power forward? That's my question.
Wait, what? Oh,
Shubra,
no, that's not the right team.
Shubra is a center, but they have her playing power forward, starting power forward right now.
That might be.
But yet they have Lily Rose sitting on bench. They've got Tarek Chomsky, who is
I wouldn't say Lily Rose is
for-
ever starter quality. Even
no.
now.
Yeah, but is Shubra?
Shuba is. I don't really think she is.
I don't think any of their players, other than maybe Stefan, Micah, Zoe's. I'm not even sure about Zoe anymore. Like, she was good for a while, and
She
then
just
her
had her
creator
40-point
disappeared.
game.
And okay,
Yeah.
but there have been lots of crazy 30-point freaking games and whatnot.
40
40-point
points.
games.
Zoe
Yeah.
Wilds has always been the sort of annoyance for because the creator has been silent for years, and yet the character keeps doing well.
I know Wen keeps saying he means to be nerfing her, but I don't know.
Yeah. But no, I think the only reason that Shubra is there right now is because Adam Tebla is out, and he's not in deep reserves, which is probably just going to make things worse. So I think the first thing Queens needs to do is to fill in the 2 spots on their deep reserves.
But fill them with what? Guards? I would say guards, because they've only got 2 pure guards on the whole team.
Yeah.
Actually, Adam's a full injury, so he actually almost has to be DNR. Or,
Why isn't he DNR'd, though?
Yeah, well, the thing
Because
is,
Mahmoud and
Zipna
Akavella aren't DNR'd.
Well, the thing is that Zipna also is on a longer term injury.
It's because they have 3 people in the that injury spot, but they only have 1 person in the deep reserve. One because they have 2 open spaces. So
yeah, because they don't have the room to put anybody.
So he's basically do not play It's just because they don't have the spot in the deep reserves currently.